Hello everyone, welcome to this video. So let us see what are all the questions given. The first question is, consider the procedural assignment expression of the form target is equal to expression or target less than equal to expression. This is blocking assignment, and here the second one is non-blocking assignment. So by looking at these two, which of the following statements are valid target of such assignment expression? The first one is a scalar or vector net type variable, and the second one is a scalar net type or register type variable. Third one is a scalar or vector register type variable. So here the target should be always a register type variable. Here that's why option C is the correct answer. Here you can observe. So the second question, which of the following is or true about the blocking assignments? Here the question is about the blocking assignments. Here the first option is the targets of all blocking assignments in the procedural block of a module are updated in sequence. Yes, in the sequence all blocking assignment statements are going to be executed. First one is correct. The target of all blocking assignments in all procedural blocks of a module updated in sequence. No, this is wrong. The two procedural blocks, if we have, the blocking assignments are going to be executed in parallel. So the third statement, the targets of blocking assignments appearing in two different procedural blocks of a module are updated in parallel. Yes, this is correct. So C is also correct. That is question number 2. So in question 3, they have given a code. For this Verilog statement, by considering this statement, we need to get the value of the variables w, x, y and z after time interval of 10 time minutes. After 10 time minutes, what actually the variable values for w, x, y, z we need to find. Here the assignment operator, if you look at, this is again blocking assignment operator. So they have used blocking assignment. Okay. And intra delay they have specified, that is #2. In this case, if the delays are specified like this, it calculates the values of the right hand side first at the current time unit and delay the assignment of the left hand side, means the assignment will be delayed and the calculation of the right hand side will be happen at that particular time. So here we need to calculate after 10 time minutes. Here this will take 2 time minutes, this take 2 time minutes, this take 2 time minutes and this take 2 time minutes, total 8. So this take another 2 time minutes. So at 10 time minutes this particular statement is going to be executed. At this particular time, or this w is going to be executed, and x and y values are, x will be 9 and y will be 4. If we are going to do logical OR operation in between these two, the value of w will be 13. So here is 13 and here is 13. Out of these two, one of the answer will be. And what is x? X is in the next line, so this will execute at 12 time minutes, but in the question they have specified we need to find at 10 time minutes. So this statement will not be executed at that particular stage. That's why initial value of x is 9. 9 will be there. Okay, x is 9. So B is the answer. So the similar kind of question with non-blocking assignment operator. Okay, here the non-blocking assignment operator is used. In non-blocking assignment, we know that all the expressions are going to be executed at a time. But here the delay is specified. Depending on the delay, the value is going to be assigned to the left hand side variable and the right hand side expression will be calculated at the initial stage itself. So here value of w, x, y and z are given. After 2 time minutes, all the 3 expressions are going to be executed, since these 3 will be having same delay. And in the question they have asked after 4 time minutes, what actually the output is. Here, since it is represented as #2, no need to worry about the timing execution of these 3 expressions. these three expressions are going to be executed at the same time unit. So we need to consider x and y value to calculate w, and y and z value to calculate x, y and z value to calculate y. So here we need to do OR operation, here we need to do AND, here we need to do XOR. So here if we calculate these three with these values after 2 time units itself, means these three statements are going to be executed only once, since it is in the initial block. This will be the output. And the next question, which of the following statements are considered recommended styles for modeling circuits? Okay, so blocking and non-blocking statements are considered here. With respect to this question is considered. The first statement is blocking assignments are used to generate combinational circuits. Yes, it is true. Non-blocking assignments are used to generate combinational circuits. No, this is not recommended. Blocking assignments are used to generate sequential circuits. So sequential circuits are going to be recommended to use non-blocking. So the fourth one, non-blocking assignments are used to generate sequential circuits. This is true. So 1 and 3 are correct. That is A as well as C. You can observe here. And question 6. Which of the following represents a Verilog race condition? In which particular option or the statement will gives a race condition? In the first thing is RHS value of the blocking assignment in one procedural block is also the LHS variable of the another blocking assignment in another procedural block. Means there are two procedural blocks like this. Here this is one procedural block, this is another procedural block. They are telling RHS variable of the block will be LHS in other. So this is RHS B, LHS in other. This is blocking. So here it is non-blocking. If we implement the same thing with blocking and non-blocking operators, the first illustration by using a blocking assignment will give race condition. Okay, that's why the first statement is true here. A is the answer. And the next question, consider the following Verilog code segment. Here a piece of code is given. In simulating the code, initializing the input variables ABC after a delay of 4 time units, the output in port F will be observed at dash simulation time. They have asked to look at the value F update after what simulation time. Okay, here clock is initially 0, it is going to be updated for every 5 time units. Forever means forever the clock is going to be changed like this, and this simulation time is 0, here it is 5, and then it is 10 like this. And we need to find out F update after dash time units. Here they have specified some delay of #2. So T1 XOR T2 we need to consider. But here in the code there is no T1 and T2. There is no T1 T2 expression here. We have expression for X and Y. So at passage of clock this statement is going to be executed. At passage of clock, in the sense first positive edge of clock will appear at 5 time units. Since it will be having #2 of delay, after 2 time units of delay from 5 time units, that is at 7 time units the value of F will be updated. So the answer will be 7. So the next question, which is regarding user defined primitives. Which of the following statement is or true regarding user defined primitives? We need to find the true statement here. And since here they have given a multiple choice question, here there is no multiple answers are going to be selected. A functional block with more than one output cannot be modeled using UDP. This statement is correct. Only single output can be modeled using UDP. Output should be a single one, means only one scalar output terminal must be used. That's why Option A is true. So then question number 9. Here we need to consider this UDP given and a piece of code is given with respect to that. A for loop is also used here with I is equal to 0, I is equal to less than or equal to 7, and then I is equal to I plus 1. I will be keep on incrementing. So in this case we need to solve for the value output. Okay, out is the variable here. We need to solve for the value of variable out after end of the loop will be what actually the output at the end of this particular loop. This loop will start with I is equal to 0 and then it will go up to I is equal to less than or equal to 7. We need to consider 7 also. I is equal to 7 also. So if I percentage 2, this is mod operation, I mod 2 means initially it is 0. If it is equal to 0, then it will enter into the loop and these two statements are going to be executed and then I will be incremented. Again we need to check whether it is this condition satisfies or not. So similarly we need to carry 7 steps. Okay, I have solved here. You can observe when I is equal to 0, 0 mod 2 is 0, so that this condition satisfies. These two statements are going to be executed. The value of output will be 0 0 0 1. How this output is going to be 0 0 0 1 means x comma y comma z concatenation of these three, that is what I is, means I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0 in the sense all three values will be 0. 0 will be assigned to x, y, z. So 0 0 0 is the value at x, y, z. That corresponds to f is equal to 1. So here f becomes 1. So output of 2 is to 0. Initially output will be considered as 0 value. So 0 0 0 comma 1 means that is the concatenation operator used here. Output will be a 4-bit output. It is 0 0 0 1. Similarly we need to calculate for I is equal to 1, I is equal to 3, I3, I4, I5, I6 and also I is equal to 7. Okay, up to that we need to calculate. So the output will be 1 0 1 0.